Hello and welcome back, and today I want to talk about Reolink. I know I've mentioned them on the channel quite a few times. They're probably right now my favourite IP camera brand out there. I've covered them for a number of years and they're just one of those brands for me that has come from nowhere and suddenly are everywhere when it comes to not only network attached storage devices but surveillance in general. Now I want to talk today about the Reolink Argus Echo. Now this is one of their battery powered non-NAS compatible cameras. As I've mentioned in a few videos recently, I'm trying to cover a bunch more surveillance cameras, IP cameras that are not NAS compatible, because a number of you, rather than buying a network attached storage device and a bunch of cameras, just want to buy the cameras and the software that you get with it, because when it comes to things like software licenses and it comes to the overall cost of network attached storage compared with cloud platforms, if you're looking at a surveillance solution that only has to last a handful of months, maybe a year or two, then this kind of setup can be very, very interesting. And the particular camera we're talking about is a battery powered camera that is wireless and completely deployable indoors and out, being weatherproof, IP66 I believe. But that's enough about the hardware. Do check out my hardware overview of the Reolink Argus Echo, because today we want to talk about the software. I've not really featured the Argus software in any previous video. It's very quick to set up. I've already attached this camera, and this camera I was able to attach very, very quickly with a combination of wireless connectivity and audio sensors. Now the camera itself, as mentioned, is completely wireless. I can remove it there, and what you're seeing on my phone right now, hopefully if the frames per second hasn't gone absolutely bananas, is me holding this completely wireless camera. Now right now we've got the recording area here on the coast, and we can move it around quite well, and it is completely compatible both indoors and outdoors as needed. The application itself actually has a number of different features. You've got the talk functionality there that allows you to project into your phone, and that will come out of the microphone. So if you want to give notice to intruders or pets or children, you can do that. I'm not going to do that now because of the tremendous feedback and the proximity between me and this camera. And of course you can change the volume and other stuff with regards to audio. We're at the top right of the screen there. You can even enable the audio, and that's why I've disabled it, because if I enable it, they'll just carry on with long time feedback bouncing back and forth. So unfortunately we can't really test the audio back and forth. Now on the bottom we've got the playback functionality, where if we've installed an SD card or using the Reolink cloud service providers, that's another way in which you can back up and access all of your stored recordings. We can take screen grabs that will then store things to your local phone device, and you can even store right now and record video footage, although how this is interacting with the screen recording software that I'm using is a different story entirely. Get rid of that. We can also change the resolution that we're looking at, so we can switch it to 1080p, which again may affect our recordings. And as you can see, we've got all the phone paneling there on the rear, which is hopefully making sure that our audio is a lot better. But right now I keep talking forwards and my microphone is to the left. So let's disable that and put that back to fluent, where it will downscale that recording. We can also change the color schemes that we've got here, so we can change it to color and black and white in case that's of any use to you whatsoever. And as we can see, it's changed it to night mode, and if you could see the camera right now, it has now enabled those LEDs. Now it's wall mounted. I haven't wall mounted the camera, but what I'm going to try to do in the hope that this doesn't ruin the screen recording is I'm going to activate the camera. I'm then going to turn it around, and I'm going to show you that camera in use. And as you can see, those red LEDs there, we'll bring that around a little better. And they are kicking in right now quite well. Now if we come out of that camera, we can make our way back into that software, and it's reconnecting with the camera that we've disconnected from, and it's loading that stream. Let's maybe change it back to automatic color, and it switches back to color on that camera. If we rotate my phone accordingly, then we get a full screen view, which may not be of use to everyone, and we can rotate that back. And that's pretty much all the control we have of that camera. Now, if this was a pan tilt zoom camera, I would be able to rub my finger across the screen to go up, then down, then left, then right. But it's worth highlighting, because this isn't a pan tilt zoom camera, that is not an option that we have open with this. Now, if we go through some of these options, if we have multiple cameras connected, we can then add them all here. And in the background, we of course have other Reolink cameras that I'm going to be doing a widespread test of in future videos, such as the C Pro right here. Now, if we go a little bit deeper into this application, we can have a look about some of these options with regards to the individual channels for each camera. We can then go into some of the other settings too. We can have on the background here of my desktop, so we can have the camera set up while I'm doing other things with my phone, which is pretty impressive indeed. Something that I haven't seen offered from almost any other IP camera brand. And that's really it. The application doesn't have to do absolutely loads. Adding new cameras is incredibly easy, and you just have to scan a barcode. You can enter it so that you use the LAN or use Wi-Fi to add cameras individually. And of course, because this camera has PIR mode, it has an enhanced sense of light and recognition. So while we've got the camera here, I'm not going to change any settings, but I'm going to turn off every light in this room to see if it will trigger. I know I've got light coming in from a window, so that may affect our results. And now I can see that without me changing anything, PIR mode has now initiated those infrared lights and has switched the camera automatically to night mode. Now this isn't something, new. Lots of cameras have this functionality. But what I think is really, really cool is, one, the speed at which it activates, and two, the resolution has not dipped. Now, before I end this video, what I'm going to do is, at the end of this video, you're not really going to hear, I'm going to step outside into light and therefore show you guys just how quickly this camera will adjust to a whole light setting. So I'm going to give you the outro now of thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this, click the bell notification and to learn more, and click like and all that stuff. And I'll see you on the next video. I've got a few more cameras to get through, and then we're going to start comparing a number of these server-free cameras. Right, so I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to take this camera outside into the light to see how quickly it adjusts. I'll see you guys next time. And straight away, we've reacted.